So this is the first war of the season versus RUPZN. This is my first war as the leader, but just in general as an alliance. The Alliance HC Exodus, which is my new high alliance war, low alliance quest alliance. I'm bringing the OG team, which is Herc, She-Hulk, and Apocalypse. And when I said this was the first war, I lied. I was under the impression this was the first war, and so was everyone, for the first section or so, until Kabam realized that they had failed to actually blacklist the champions who they had explicitly said they were going to blacklist, which caused this basically to not count. So what I should have done is punish here, but for some reason, I just was not playing well here. And I was not thinking here. And basically, I was under the impression that I could only heavy Darkhawk, when one of the reasons that Hercules is so good for this fight is his special one counters auto block. And right about here, I realized that his special one, you know, gives me the ability to actually hit, and then I believe I do a sidestep here, and quickly close the fight out. But just not a good not precursor, but just not a good omen for how some of these fights are going to go. So here's Wasp. I never really had a plan for this, because, I mean, it's Wasp. But clearly, She-Hulk is the best option here. She can counter the evade, and she can also counter the unstoppable. So all I have to worry about, literally the only thing besides getting hit and heavied, is the protection shrugging my slow. So as long as I have an eye on that, this fight is easy. Very easy. So I bait that out, and I'm cautious of potentially the Fury expiring. So you can see I'm kind of tentative with my combos. And here it comes back. The protection does, and so the slow falls off. So I knock her down again, and here I kind of just want to end it. So I eat the recoil damage and throw the special too, but I don't need to end up eating that recoil damage because it crits and it kills her. So here we have Kitty Pryde. I've taken this fight a lot of times. I'm actually just fully unboosted too for all these fights because it's tier 4. So the plan is pretty simple. I intercept, or I parry actually. I thought I was going to intercept. But yeah, so I just on habit and muscle memory is not the word, but basically there I do it again. I just heavy out of nowhere. I thought I had gotten like a parry. But basically what I should have been doing is baiting out her special one, but I didn't want to have to worry about Mystic, and I didn't want to have to worry about, it was pretty much just Mystic. And so here she throws special one, but she has over 10 prowess. And I get 3 incinerates on me.
Just for you, Triple. Just to make your loss sting that much more.
So I did end up taking that L. Now, it's worthy of note that I mean, I guess technically I have a streak from last season, like a deathless streak. I was never planning, and this is going to sound bad because I died the first war, so it's kind of awkward, and maybe people won't believe me. That's fine. I was never planning on counting kills or deaths this season because A, I was not boosting. B, I was not really healing, and by the way, boosting includes minimal gray and loyalty boosting depending on the situation. And then further, all these kills are tier 4 kills with literally less health pool, different tactics, both offensively and defensively, and smaller health pools and smaller attack values. So personally, especially given the fact that the season's not even counting this war, but I don't plan on counting any of the kills I get. I don't plan on counting any of the deaths I get. And once I get up to tier 2 or tier 1, then we can start counting a deathless streak. But honestly, deathless streaks are really just trivial anyway because they're so arbitrary, not arbitrary, but it doesn't tell you how many seasons it's been. Like, for example, taking 150 fights in one season looks the same on paper as taking 3 seasons of 50 fights, even though one is much, much better. But anyway, that's just a little rambling about deathless streaks. So yeah, I'm not going to be really counting a deathless streak. I'll probably resume that when we hit maybe tier 1, but maybe like high tier 2. So like I don't know, like 29. Honestly, maybe just tier 1. But maybe tier 2. I'll have to think on that. But yeah. So here's the Ebony Ma fight with She-Hulk. I've never done this fight with Suicides. I did it once in off-season, actually. But it's pretty easy. I also did have to heal for that Apocalypse fight. And here, my spacing just a little bit off. And so I'm kind of setting myself up poorly. And so once the heavy starts, it's very clear that it's not going to land, so I have to quick fire. And so here's my first one where I actually set myself up well from the start and not, you know, I don't have to resort to quick firing my heavy. But that fight goes down really smoothly and really quickly. And now we have a Kingpin, and he's on Sadist. So I kind of treated this as a mini and much weaker version of Immortal Abomination. Simply use the protection to shrug. Now the problem is, I'm an idiot, and Apocalypse keeps the opponent from shrugging. So my mindset was, alright, perfect, I'll just do that. Not that it really mattered, because just don't get hit. But that was my mindset, and I remember when the protection comes back, I'm like, why in the hell does he still have rage? So I did not really realize that till after the fight. But it doesn't frankly matter, just intercept and special too. So here, am I going to combo and dump his power first? I go for an intercept. Okay, just straight off the bat. And I should just throw a special 2 here. Not really sure why I didn't. Because by the time first he catches me in a dash back and just nukes my health. And then now I need to intercept again. So I should just throw in the special 2. He might have even got to special 2, but it is what it is. So here he throws it, and now I just need to intercept in the special 2. Which I do. And this special 2 hits pretty hard. Oof, 13k crits. Or almost 14k crits. If one of those crits, he's probably dead. But yeah, so a little tactical error there, and then also just a playing error, a gameplay error. But that's Kingpin down, and here is Killmonger. I'm using Hercules. Pretty standard. Just this is also my last, not my last fight, second to last fight with Hercules, or last fight because I'm taking Prof X, and I can take that with either Apocalypse or Hercules. So I kind of don't care as much about my health. So I hit an intercept here. I don't want to use the Infuriate hidden intercept because he'll get power from the debuff. So here I do 3 hits so I don't trigger Infuriate, special 1. And now I want to be cautious of retaliation, reverberation that is. And protection comes back, which means I can hit him because I won't really take that much damage. Because I won't be doing that much damage. So here I make the decision to trigger. Oh, I don't trigger Infuriate. Here's where I trigger Infuriate. I should have triggered it the first time. But I trigger it here and just combo him regardless of the fact that he has a really potent reverberation. So there goes all my health, but it's fine. Especially because I took damage with Hercules, I elected to use Apocalypse on this fight. So I played this fight pretty darn slowly in terms of just not trying to rush, not trying to do anything crazy, just get the fight done and get it done safely. Was really not trying to die again. At this point, once I had taken Section 1, I found out that the war was canceled, so we weren't going to use any items for any of that. Or maybe it was Maw, I'm not sure, but all of Section 2 for sure I knew. So here, I purposefully and perfectly time it so that his Falter comes up when he has a special, so I can just kind of run in, use the Falter. I just do a little combo because it's easier to just kind of stay close and not have to worry about the timing. Here he throws special 1, which is a little bit inconvenient because now he's fully ramped up, and he's probably going to end up throwing another special because I'm trying to get that out of him, and I do. And now I want to push him to another special for the Falter again. So here I want to bait out the special, trigger Falter, intercept, and special 2. So I trigger Falter, then I just wait on this one because I was tired of whiffing. Then I throw the special 2, and every single hit crits. And he gets very much nuked into the ground. So that was nice. And here we have my last fight of the war. It is a Dragon Man with She-Hulk. I was going to get a White Magneto, but first off, we were already winning by a lot. Second off, I was confident in the fight. And third off, the war did not count, and I was going to go to bed. About to. And so, or be done for the night. So I took it without it. And also, I don't know if this was just a rationalization, but it's good to know if you can do it without a WAGs. And I knew I could on paper, but it's good to practice stuff like this. And frankly, because of Hard Knock, you're not really pairing anyway. So basically just kind of getting openings. I only parry like now, more for power than anything because all of my openings come from Dragon Man during special attacks. So more to give him power so that he can give me more openings than anything else. So here I pop the special 2, and you want to be blocking at least one hit of the special 1 when he has a power charge so that it can turn into an infuriate. So I block that little chunk right there. And sometimes I block it anyway for safety, and then also just because it's easier to autopilot and block everything than have to think about when exactly you should be blocking. And the block damage is not a big enough deal to where I need to worry about not ever getting touched. So here we bait out another special 1, and I take that one hit on the block, which is perfect. That one was really well spaced, but once again, doesn't need to be. Because here, I don't even need to block any of that, but I do, because it doesn't really matter. So I should just land a parry here, and I do. I can still medium heavy even with the limber node. Here, I go for a sidestep into a heavy counter. Not really sure why, I think it was for fun, and then an intercept to finish it. But that's the war, that's war 0, because it's not a real war.